And we're back with a video basically designed for me to relive my childhood in public and for no other reason. We're revisiting Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, one of the greatest games ever made, ahead of the release of Hogwarts Legacy. Last time out, we made our way to Hogwarts, crashing into a very valuable tree in the process. We learned the red pentagon spell that lets us shoot pixies out of the air like Maverick, heat-seeking missile onto that pixie. We learned the green slime spell that lets us remove green slime like Mr. Clean. Filch's cat got stuck to a candelabra, and we single-handedly kept the gnome homeowner's insurance business in business. What do they call that, you think? Who's the Jake from State Farm of the gnome world?
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so...
Well, we're back in the dungeons to try and track down some potion ingredients for Polyjuice Potion. I believe we're looking for some bicorn horn, but what I'm more concerned with is how anyone is expected to get to this potion room. This has to be the most arduous process of getting anywhere, since we had to jump into a fire to get to Diagon Alley.
Diagonally.
Although this does seem like something Snape would do, just so he can ask a student in detention to go get him some potion ingredients. So we traverse the Death Chamber and get ourselves this participation trophy looking thing, while continuing to obsess over virtual wizard cards, the most important of all trophies. We come out of this harrowing journey straight into Snape's potions classroom, which somehow has windows despite being in the dungeons. I mean, this is a magical universe, I suppose, but Professor Snape was also there to watch the whole thing, and didn't say anything when we emerged from behind a bookcase in the corner of his classroom, which really begs the question how normal this must be, and I'd very much like to get out of this area before some really weird stuff goes down. We peruse our hard-earned wizard cards, which contain extremely valuable information, including the fact that we are, as muggles, missing out on a lot of potential uses for cheese. I'll report back to you on my findings soon. Prepare to send help if I get cheese in any weird places. I wouldn't want any bit of that. It's time to report to the Dueling Club. Now, you know the story here. Here's the rules of dueling. Potter Weasley, please come demonstrate.
Time to split up the dream team, I think.
Draco, get up here.
Scared, Potter.
You wish.
We dominate the duel with our patented mixture of moving from side to side and casting 0 defensive spells. Oh, that's how you block. Serpentortia! Snake sounds. What are you playing at? It's not normal, Harry. Salazar Slytherin. Let's go play some Quidditch. Now, I had completely forgotten how Quidditch worked in this game, so I was a little disappointed when I realized that you couldn't play as the Chasers, you're only Harry. And that is something I know they improve on in Quidditch World Cup, which I may very well be playing soon over on Twitch. Griff from GA, follow us, that's it.
Get on with it!
Anyway, my disappointment was quickly chased away when I learned the entirety of Quidditch in this game is just kicking the other Seeker until they fall off their broom. So, I quickly learned the proper tactics I needed to become the greatest Seeker this side of Victor Crumb, and kicked this 14-year-old in the head so many times they're launching a CTE investigation as we speak. But the important part is we got the win, although only by 10, so I imagine Oliver Wood is throwing chairs in the dressing room right now.
Looky here, looky here.
It's herbology time, where we come face to face with some of the most horrifying and disgusting creatures I have ever seen in a video game. Yes, dead space monsters are unsettling, but there's something about these 16-bit plants that just send chills up my spine. I really do hope, with the focus on magical creatures in Hogwarts Legacy, that they lean into the creepy side of some of the Harry Potter universe, because it can get pretty disturbing at times. Anyway, the actual spell we were learning was Diffindo, which may be the most versatile spell in the game, cutting vines, ropes, spider webs, you name it. And oh yeah, the snails are back. Just comes in at the bottom of your screen. God, I am such a pussy. We complete the course, don't get all the challenge stars, but you can't win them all, and then we're immediately sent straight back into the greenhouse for shredded boomslang skin. So, it's back in we go, but not before we concuss the Ravenclaw Seeker in another Quidditch win. Into the greenhouse to battle some more snails as I continue to conquer my fear, and we pick up our boomslang skin. $10 for the first one of you that can tell me what a boomslang is. We can't even go 5 minutes in this school without something getting petrified. It's like the chopped test kitchen in here.
Rocky Mountain oyster. These are veal testicles.
Thank you to the 3 of you who got that reference. This time, it's nearly Headless Nick, one of the few characters who will appear both here and in Hogwarts Legacy next month. But we don't have time for that now, because it's on to much, much more important business. Following a fat kid till he passes out in a barn somewhere. Yes, while you thought the process of extracting hair from Crabbe and Goyle for use in a polyjuice potion was a clever trick played on them with a sleeping potion and some floating pastries, this game confirms that it's really just about waiting for that food coma to hit. I don't know how in the name of Merlin Goyle traversed all this bullshit right here, but I do know that I spent entirely too much time trying to solve a puzzle made 20 years ago in a game for children. I'm a child. That's what we're finding out right now. After half an hour of frantic searching, we finally find Goyle collapsed in a barn looking suspiciously like me after Thanksgiving dinner. So we sneak up on him using our best cartoon sneaky motion and steal some hair. And there is no waiting here. We are straight into the girl's bathroom to be berated by a teenage ghost and transform into the main man himself. Now, I don't know what I was expecting when I took the polyjuice potion, but listening to an hour and a half of Harry Potter doing a Goyle impersonation was absolutely not it. What we got is so much better than what I could have imagined. That's massive. Oh my god! Goyle! That is absolute gold, and believe me, I needed this level of comedy because for the number of times that I died trying to traverse all of the abysses and moving, disappearing platforms in this death trap of a teenage dormitory, had Goyle's voice not been hilarious, I might have thrown myself down an abyss somewhere. That's what it is. No! I hit the side of the door! We do our best Darth Maul impression by surviving many, many, many falls into the reactor core and come out on the other side in the Slytherin common room. After traversing all of that, I can only imagine that 95% of all incoming Hogwarts students are actually sorted into Slytherin, but almost all of them are killed in their own dormitory on their first day. But we get the information we needed from Malfoy, who actually kind of pretty much already gave the game away back in the dueling ring.
It couldn't be. Not him.
So I'm really wondering what the point of all this was. It's back to Defense Against the Dark Arts to learn the spring spell Spongify, which someone will have to explain to me. Do we consider sponges to be bouncy? I feel like if your sponge was bouncy, you're getting rid of it immediately. But, you know, what do I know? Anyway, it's on to some dueling next. One thing that I was not expecting was the amount of depth in the dueling experience, but there was actually some strategy involved, a shocking amount for a game this old. So my competitive drive kicked in, and I decided to become the greatest duelist in Hogwarts history. 10-0, switching styles, defense to offense, offense to defense, dodging barriers, beating the best teenagers this school has to offer. It was truly a sight to behold. And it was probably the coolest that I've felt since I figured out who Darth Revan was before being told. But we make the sacrifice to become Hogwarts Dueling Champion, a title I fully plan on carrying into Hogwarts Legacy. And we move on to kick Draco Malfoy in the face until he's unconscious. My journey to become Quidditch Cup Champion continues apace, but it doesn't even help me get to the Bean Room.
How many times have you been in, Potter?
We find Tom Riddle's diary in the bathroom, get transported back to watch Riddle get Hagrid expelled, then head out toward Hagrid's hut. Like normal, Hagrid gets deposed and fired by Lucius Malfoy, who also takes out Dumbledore. Tell me again why people were surprised at all that the Malfoys turned out to be Death Eaters? Now normally, Harry and Ron are under the invisibility cloak while Hagrid tells them to follow the spiders. In this game, they're just standing out in the open while Hagrid screams about spiders. Either way, we got the information, and I'd be the one screaming about spiders in a few minutes. We go through the Forbidden Forest to find Aragog, a gigantic spider who has the classic villain problem of revealing all the important information to a character he plans to murder. Unfortunately for Big Gog, he didn't realize that he was standing on a spider web, which I have a spell to cut. He also did not realize that he forgot to cover up the giant Rictus Sempra logo on his stomach, which provides for some easy target practice. Here comes my boy Ron, who came across the flying car while drinking tea in Hagrid's cabin, and we are the hell out of here. Hermione's been petrified, which allows our main men to solve the mystery of the Chamber of Secrets and make our way in. We go for a ride, Lockhart blows his mind back to the Vietnam War, stranding Ron with him, and we move on into the chamber. I break my own heart by missing several opportunities to pick up wizard cards to complete our collection, but we do come face to face with the big bad basilisk. We smack him in the head with a sword of Gryffindor a few times, avoid this gross cherry jelly stuff that probably contains the remains of all the rats this thing has eaten over the centuries. We smack it in the face enough times that it falls teeth first onto the diary, killing Tom Riddle and bringing Ginny back to life. It's the culmination of a journey through my childhood, and it feels cathartic in a way only a video game can. We finish off the Quidditch Cup with a spectacular win over Slytherin, which certainly involved some child murder given how dangerous this run through the bottom of the stands was, but we got the dub, and that's all that matters. We win the House Cup too, by the way, like there was any doubt. I don't know what Hufflepuff did to deserve this, but this game did them dirty.
Thank you.
Gotta be moving.
I find finishing in the middle to be quite adequate.
And Malfoy, you can go take a long walk off a short pier. Gryffindor is the best. Folks, thank you so much for joining us on our journey through one of the great games ever made. If you joined us on Twitch, Griff from GA, thank you so much. If you didn't, consider giving us a follow, and make sure you subscribe to CFC for more coverage of Hogwarts Legacy you can't find anywhere else. So have a great day, and remember...